Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. And in the last video, I have discussed about the recent incident that has happened with a lot of Cognizant employees. Almost 11,000 employee got fired due to background verification. So there are a lot of comments and confusion about the background verification. So I thought of creating one more video to just to clarify a few of the points. So we just go through this video, and in the last, I will give you some tips and tricks how to what are the ways that you can avoid this kind of issues. So we'll start from beginning. So before I start, I just wanted to clarify something, like who am I basically. So this is my career graph. Like I have approximately 11 years of experience in IT. I have joined in a startup company initially, and then I have moved to another startup product based company. Then I have moved to Accenture. Then I have moved to a uh, uh, product based company. This is a mid-size biopharma product based company. They are world second largest biopharma product based company. And then I moved to Cognizant, Wipro, and currently I'm associated with Big Four. So this is my overall journey. So did I face any issue during the uh, like you know this one during the background verification? For Accenture, I did face some issue, because for the first company I have withdrawn my PF, so that was a blunder that I did. But instead, what I did to clear the BGV, basically I have my old PF number, and I have the HDFC bank statement along with the payslip. So these two helps me to clear out Accenture verification. After that, for these companies, I need not to face any problem, but they did check this background verification, because once I was interviewed with Cognizant. They have initiated the background verification, and the from this company, HR, she is in my LinkedIn. She told me like they got a email from one of the third party background verification for the Cognizant. So they did check all the employment history for some cases. So that is all about my company's track. Now I and if you see, these are the company that mostly I clear all the background verification, but I didn't join them. So apart from Accenture, TCS, we I mean Capgemini, Hexaware, Mindtree, L&T, Samsung, India, and then uh, like Big Four, and then EPAM, then IBM, then United Health Group. So these are the companies that I cleared uh, background verification. So it is not difficult for the people who have consistently worked on major MNCs, I mean CMM level 3 or CMM level 5. But certain cases, if it is a startup and that company is not no longer present, or you do not have the PF, or you do not have the salary slip, I mean your salary is credited by cash or banker's check. So that may be the case where things things may go little wrong. So the next is I have divided these two for two different categories. One is freshers, one is for lateral employees. So freshers, not much issue, so they should not have any active backlogs. And if the company is asking 60% marks, there should have been exactly 60 or higher than 60. So 59.99% marks will not be treated as 60. So sometimes college placement cell, they allowed to uh, you know uh, allowed their candidate or their students to take like to participate the campusing. Even if they don't have 60, they have closer to 60% marks. And if they have a 60% or 75 or 65% category, they able to get the job initially. But during the verification, like just before the joining, these types of people, they normally send a regret mail saying like they don't uh, match the educational criteria, or if they have a active backlog, and if they hide, in that case also they normally drop the mail just before joining. So be very sure that whatever companies are asking, you have the same, no matter your college is giving you an option to sit or not, that doesn't matter. You should have clear all of their requirements. So that's about freshers. Other than that, fresher doesn't have much uh, thing, like you should not have a police case, and also that is some legal issue, and also that is all about for freshers is pretty much simple. But for lateral, I think this is little interesting. So now the first, let us see like which company are employees are impacted as of now. So TCS, Cognizant, and Accenture, these are the major three company where this BGV process is currently going, and they are also firing. So firing has not yet stopped. and the news are true, whatever is coming. The reason being, during the pandemic they have hired a lot, Cognizant, TCS, Accenture, they have lot of attrition rate, and they have like hired a lot of people. So all the background verification process was in queue. And since now the hiring is little frozen, and since there is economic like shutdown in many of the Europe and US project, so they are not hiring much. So now they are going for a background verification, and some background verification is coming negative. So if you join Cognizant, TCS, and Accenture, and you do not recently, and you do not have you have some issue in your past companies, then you are definitely at risk. So who are not at risk, so if you have joined like other than this company, or maybe if you have everything in good place, you have a good track, then do not need to worry, like just do continue your great work. And if you have worked more than 1 year, I think you are on safer side. Who are at risk? uh, Obviously, like if you joined recently, like 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, then you are at risk if your past track is not clear. So they are at risk. Now one question may be asked, whether the bench people is only getting fired. So that is not the case. A lot of people are fired from the project itself, they are working in the project, so that time they also fired. So it's not about bench or project allocation. The good employee can be fired if their background verification is coming negative. Now take or non-take, so take and non-take, both the people are getting fired. So take people, I have heard some of the news from Cognizant that testers, application testers were working actively working on one of the project, she got fired, so due to her background verification. So it is not about take and non-take, so all the roles might be impacted due to this issues. Now company tenure, so within 9 months, so ideally they should have complete the background verification before even joining, but since this is not happening, so they are taking almost one year. So if your employment is 3 months or 6 months or 9 months old, definitely you are at risk if you do not have a good track. Otherwise it may go still 1.5 years, because in some cases company, what will happen if someone's background verification comes negative, so they will trigger a mail to his supervisor and maybe senior manager or the director. So if that guy is too much critical to the project, they may defer to like not to firing them. Rather than that, they can initiate one more background verification check. So that may take around 1 or 2 months, so by that they can delay. So maximum 1.5 years if you are joined your company within this time frame, maybe you are at risk. But other than that, I think it is all fine. So some of the like weird situation where you may face some issue is your bad civil score. So some of the companies like Big Four, Bank of America, some bank client, and HSBC, Wells Fargo, like all financial and bank clients, sometimes they do check bad like civil score. If you have a too bad civil score, if you have a loan defaulter, multiple loan defaulter, that may not they may not hire you, or your background verification may come negative. So according to them, like if you do not have a good civil score, that means you are defaulter and you have a lot of burden in your head, so you cannot perform well. So that is mainly the reason. So if you have a bad civil score, try to avoid these companies. Now, now let us take an example of an employee who is working on, say, worked on IBM, then HCL, then currently he is working for CTS. So ideally, in this track, it should be green. Like there is no reason for, if you have such kind of a track record, it's all fine. Now, what will happen if you are worked with IBM and then you have worked on XYZ, a small company which may no longer present, and you have a career gap between or something else, and then you are planning to join CTS. So in that case, if you have some gaps or if you have some issue with this company, you may encounter some background verification issues. Now 2 to 3 months career gap is completely okay for anybody. You can say like you can give a reason, say like your company has deferred your joining due to certain reason, so that you have a gap. So 2 to 3 months is completely okay. More than 6 months may require a valid reason. So what will be the valid reason? So if you are encountered any termination or anything, just you do one thing. Just you can like go and try to join a course, or maybe you can create some content, or you can be a freelancer content writer and earn something. So in that all the cases, you need to have a proper certificate, you need to have earning proofs, you need to have those those proof with you, so that next time when you go to a company and you have more than say 6 months of career gap, you can show them that you are working as a freelancer. That is completely okay for most of the companies. So if you have a career gap, you can do this trick. Not Don't sit idle. Do something specific. And if you have a career gap due to certain health issue, even if it's a mental health issue, then please do have a documentation. Do a proper check with the doctor, take their help, and if you have admitted hospital and everything, just keep with you so that you can show, so in order to get your next job. So that is one thing. Now what documents is required? So suppose, the best thing, if you have a UN, so never ever withdraw your PPF. So if you have a UN, it will, all PF number will be linked, so you need not to worry about your background verification. So they will check from UN itself. Now the second part, if you do not have the PF for some companies, you should keep your bank statement and PF slip. So never close the bank account, but even if you're planning to close, just have a PDF document with you, and you should also carry the pay slip. Other than that, if you have a form 16, that is also okay. So any of them is fine to show as a background verification document. But one more question, like if you are a little skeptical, whom you ask that whether you should join this company, or whether, before the hand, whether you should check, how you should check. So the good thing is, you can ask to the HR. So before joining, you can ask to the HR that I have these many problems. So shall I proceed with the company? So whether I can face any issue. So most of the cases, HR can respond you, but it is not even with the HR, because once the background verification is started, it is done by the third party company. So I mean, if they found any issues, they will raise the concern, HR will get back to you and ask the required documents. So just before joining, you can ask the HR, and also you can ask employees, like existing employee over LinkedIn, possibly HR. If you have a good friend, you can ask, I have these issues, whether I am fine to join your organization or not. But HR or existing employee, they may not able to help you during your background verification process. So before joining, you need to ask this question. Now, what should I do? Like if you have XYZ, ABC, TSC, SPWC. So XYZ and ABC, you need to, for these small companies, you need to keep this document, at least one of them. And if still it is not with you, possibly you can ask the HR to that company to respond their mail. They normally drop the email to your XYZ small company, that whether you worked to certain period or not. If they respond, that is fine. If they don't respond, ask the existing employee, give the existing employees email address, so that they can verify that you have worked from so date so and so with certain designation. So that is the one. And who can help you? So only HR and the existing employee, they can help you. And how to handle career break, so that I already discussed. You may, if you have a career break, or if you have something between, so possibly you can join a course, or you should have a valid certificate, or you can be a freelancer. So that is all about this BGV. And one more thing, like suppose you, if you are working as a tester, and if you joined as a developer, so you are not at risk, so you do your great work, this kind of situation will not consider as a background verification normally. It may be become amber, because your manager will be intimated, and if he responded that this guy was a tester, but you have pretended that, you have shown that you are a developer, then it might be a amber. But even if you are doing a great work, amber status is fine until unless it is not red. So certification, or job or like role changes are fine. It's not it may not cause a problem. So that is all about this quick BGV. Don't worry, like just do your good work and just keep eye on it. Do not destroy any document. And if you have little bit one suggestion, last suggestion, if you have little bit skeptical before joining a company, that whether your background verification will be good or not, just join that company at least 2 or 3 months back. You should join as a first company, so that the company will get at least 3 months, entire 3 months before you join. And if it is coming red, so do not join that company, join some other company. Just have 1 or 2 offer, so that if it is green, then you join the company, otherwise not. So that maybe you can do if you are little bit doubtful that Cognizant or Accenture or TCS or Big Four, they don't accept your trust track. Just join, give them some more time, join as a first company, and then you should have like 2 3 other offers, so that if they decline, you can join CMM level 3 or a product based company, where these checks are quite less. So these big four, big three, and all the financial, they have the higher level of background verification, then TCS, then Accenture, Cognizant, IBM. And if you can crack any of these big four background verification, that means you can able to crack all of them. So that is the uh, main thing. So that's all about this. If you have something, just write down in the comment below, and do subscribe to my channel. Thank you.